Yo guys, welcome back to Midnight Frequencies. So, you're going to your first metal concert. You're going to your first concert in general. I'm going to be pulling from my experiences, my times waiting in queues, waiting in merch lines to get stuff, and to get the best possible spot. I have done seated, standing, arena gigs, club gigs. So today we're going to be talking about that. So, the first thing I'm going to recommend you look at, well, firstly, get your tickets. Tickets, depending on the size of the band, depending on how popular they are, get the tickets as soon as they drop. So when I went to see Sleep Token, I got the tickets as they dropped. I went to Sleep Token at Leeds First Direct. I had to get the tickets as soon as they dropped because they sold out quickly. Yeah, a lot of stuff went on resale, but I had mine secured on the day that they dropped. For most of my other gigs, I got them all on resale, or tickets that were left over. Bad Omens, resale. Iceland Kills, tickets that were left over. Slaughter was ticket that was left over. Lorna Shore was the final resale ticket. When I say the final resale ticket, I tried to get 2 tickets, could only get 1. So that was the last ticket. It was a standing only venue at O2 Victoria Warehouse. I had the last one. Motionless in White, resale. The other one which I got, Bill Murray, which is coming up soon, I got that on drop with Zara. We waited in the queue, we got it on drop, the thing's pretty much sold out now. So make sure you get your tickets pretty handily. If it's a major artist, major band, get them as quick as possible. Next, sort out your transport. Make sure that your transport is sorted. Get into Leeds. I spent the day in Leeds because I was with my best friend. I spent the day with him in Leeds. We did the pop-up shop. We then went back to his and went to the venue. We were seated, so we didn't have to wait as long in queues to get in. We didn't have to be like, oh my god, we need to turn up 17 hours before just to get to barrier. Bad Omens, again, I was seated. So, yeah, I waited a pretty handily because I wanted to get in. I'd had a pretty long day by that point. But I travelled up early in the morning again because they had a pop-up shop. The rest of my gigs, apart from Slaughter, I got there a few hours before. So my transport was for a few hours before. So, make sure that your transport is sorted. If you're going to an arena gig, normally it's pretty easy to get to. I've done Co-op Live and AO Arena in the past few months. They are pretty easy to get to. Co-op Live, you get into Piccadilly, you hop on the metro, get the Etihad Campus metro, and then you literally get off a 5-minute walk away from Co-op Live. AO Arena, you get off at Victoria, you walk up the stairs. It's there. Standing, you do have to walk all the way around the outside because it's through a entrance tunnel. But it's still pretty easy to get to. You don't have to get another tram. Now, if you go into things like Victoria Warehouse, I've seen things about Ali Pali, you have to walk a fair distance, you have to get a tram from somewhere. So if you're doing, say, Victoria Warehouse, I got the tram to Penoma, got off at Penoma, and then walked 15 minutes to get to Victoria Warehouse. Yeah, buses, all of that, but I'd rather just get the tram and then walk it. Saves a little bit of money to spend on merch. So, when you've actually got to the venue, so say you're seated, you don't need to worry about it too much. You don't have to get there as early. If you want to get there earlier to get to the merch table that's inside the venue, say they haven't had a pop-up shop, do that. I would recommend, because those merch tables get busy quickly. When I went to Bad Omens, I was there decently early. I was there pretty handy, so I was one of the first served at the merch table. Got this hat from it. Got a Bill Murray hat. Got the poster as well. After that, going in for Lorna Shore. Doors were at 5:30. I got there at 3:30. I was actually still quite close to the front, so I could get the merch. The way they did it that day at Victoria Warehouse, they just kept moving everyone up. So I was like, say, 20th in line from the front. Everyone pushed up. I ended up like 50th. Still pretty close. I got served pretty quick and then went through into the venue. Now, the one thing to remember, if you are standing and you go to the merge tables, you have to hold that stuff for the rest of the night. If you are with someone else, you can share it. You've probably both got a bit of merch. Buy a tote bag, something like that. That's how I got my Lorna Shore t-shirt. I got that from Victoria Warehouse itself. Motionless in White. So I was standing for Motionless in White. The standing was on the other side of the venue to where the merch table was. So I went up to the merch table, got my stuff, and then walked round. Motionless in White, I waited about 2.5 hours in the queue to get in. Like, you've got to be dedicated if you're going standing and you want a good view. You need to be. But Lorna Shore, I still managed to end up at a barrier. I was quite happy with myself. It was my first main gig barrier. I've been at barrier for like tribute bands, things like that. But that was like the main, like, I wanted to be a barrier for Lorna Shore, which I was. I ended up getting to barrier during Whitechapel's set. And yeah. Now, the other thing you've got to think about is you need to keep an eye on like social media and things to see if places like bands are doing pop-up shops. So, Steve Token did a pop-up shop, Bad Omens did a pop-up shop, Slaughter to Prevail did a pop-up shop. Iceland Kills did do one, but I didn't go. I didn't actually get any merch from Iceland Kills. I was more bothered about, this is my first solo standing, let's just get in, let's get sorted. So yeah, pop-up shops, you're gonna be in, say you're in Manchester or London, you're gonna be there early. And after the pop-up shop, because you want to get to the pop-up shop early so they don't sell out of stuff. After that, you're gonna be in town a while, so make sure you've got power banks, phone chargers, food, cash for food and drinks, things like that, and go and explore. This is your time to go and explore the city, go and do things there. When I went to Bad Omens, it was my first time to Manchester since I was like 12. That was like 14 years ago, like 13, 14 years ago. So I went for an explore. I now enjoy just going to Manchester. I prefer going to Manchester compared to Liverpool. It's just as far, it's about the same journey on the train. And it's better. It is better. There's more shops, there's more stuff to do. Now, getting into the venue, yeah, you're going to want to queue early, as I just said, to get to where you want to be. I'd say the first 1 to 5 rows, they're the ones that are going to get crushed, because crowd surfers, all of that, you will get crushed. After that, you've got sort of like, you want to be close to the front, but you don't want to be too close to the front because you don't want to get crushed. That's sort of like 5 to 10. After that, mosh pits. That is where the most of the pits happen. And if you are in that area, as I discovered during a work of art, Iceland Kills, the pit will just open up randomly around you, and you will have to decide, am I in or am I out? That day, I decided, I'm in, let's go. It was my first mosh pit ever, it was so much fun, brilliant. After that is where you've got the more casual fans. Maybe you're there to see like the opener. You've been at Barrier for the opener and then you've moved back. That's where they sort of sit. But some places like at Lorna Shore or Slaughter, everyone was involved. Everyone. The only people that weren't really involved in pits and things were Barrier. Like, because they didn't want to lose their spot on the Barrier. Like, the people who run to the Barrier are like, very much, yeah, I'm here. Like, that's my plan for Bilmery. My plan for Bilmery, because I'm going with Zara, run to Barrier, sit Zara there, say, you look after this, I'll sort merch. And that's what we do. But where you are in there does dictate. Say you are in the mosh pit area, you can sit on the edge of the mosh pit. You will become very, very good at pushing people back into it and being bounced off. Like, you'll get to the point of you'll be bounced into and you won't even spill your drink. Like, your drink will just be like, oh, still there, sorted. Then leaving. I am going to explain more about like concert etiquette, especially with like mosh pits and things, in a different video. But leaving, when you're leaving, it depends on how you travelled. If you've gone by car, you can either hang around a little bit after, chat with friends at your car, in the venue, and then go out and hopefully most of the traffic is gone, or say you want to just leave, say, halfway through the final song. Yeah, I know normally the final song's the best one, but you could be home before half the people have even got out of the car park. If you're going by tram, train, you can leave on time. I have done, and it's not that bad actually. Bad Omens, yeah, I waited about 35 minutes to get on the tram, and then when I got to the train, I was straight on the train. Problem solved. Iceland Kills, because I was standing, I was able to make a beeline. Like, I moved. And I was one of the first people on the trams, on the train. I was home within an hour. Like, I got quite lucky that day. Slaughter, Lorna, and Motionless. So, Slaughter to Prevail, I was picked up by Zara, she came and got me. Lorna Shore, got the tram, got the train, and got home. Motionless in white, so none of the trains that was going out of Victoria were going to Chester. So that was a problem. It was like a 45-minute walk over to Piccadilly, and I may have missed the last train. So Zara came and got me. Bless her, love her lots for that. But the biggest thing which I'm going to say is just enjoy yourself. If you have to wait an hour to get out, wait the hour. The experience is worth it. If you have to wait 3 to get in, to get a good spot, do it. It's so worth it. The benefits outweigh, the positives outweigh the negatives. But this was sort of what to expect at your first concert and gig. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm going to try doing more stuff like this on Wednesdays. Wednesdays is what I'm calling a Essentials Day. What to expect at your first concert. What to take to your first concert. Things like that. Like mosh pit etiquette. Concert etiquette in general. But that has been it for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.